We live in an era where attention is the ultimate currency, and our emotions are commodities exploited by a world that never sleeps or stops moving. Every day, the world throws thousands of reasons at you to feel angry, anxious, or judgmental, forcing you to react to every single digital spark. But have you ever wondered why some people manage to keep a profound silence within themselves, even when the storm of life is raging at its peak? This is not the indifference of a cold heart, but rather the high art of wise apathy, the ultimate power to protect your own inner peace. By choosing what to ignore, you reclaim your soul from the noise. It is a strategic withdrawal from the chaos to find your true strength within. In this world of constant reaction, being unshakable is the greatest form of rebellion. It is the wisdom of knowing what truly deserves your precious energy. When you stop reacting to every provocation, you stop being a puppet of the environment. You become the master of your own internal emotional landscape today. The art of wise apathy is about building a mental fortress that filters out the unnecessary while allowing the essential truths of life to enter in. We are often exhausted, not by our actions, but by the weight of things we choose to care about that do not actually serve our purpose. Let us explore how to cultivate this power of stillness, moving from a state of constant agitation to one of profound and unshakable inner clarity. It begins with understanding that your peace is a choice, a boundary you set between yourself and a world that constantly demands your emotional response. The Stoic philosophers taught that the world is divided into two distinct parts, things we can control and things that are completely outside our power. Wise apathy is actually a form of mental efficiency. It is the intentional conservation of energy by refusing to worry about things we cannot change. Instead of letting your emotions be dragged away by external criticism or random events, you choose to remain firmly within your own circle of control. When you deny external circumstances the power to define your internal state, you gain a level of freedom that no one can ever take away. This ancient wisdom suggests that our suffering comes not from events themselves, but from the judgments we choose to place upon those events every day. By practicing ataraxia, or untroubledness, we learn to observe the world without being enslaved by it, maintaining our dignity through every possible life challenge. Your mind should be like a compass that knows its true north, regardless of how much the environment around it shakes or changes its position. Stoicism is not about suppressing your feelings, but about understanding them so deeply that they no longer have the power to cloud your clear judgment. It is the ability to say, "This does not matter to my character," whenever a trivial problem tries to steal your focus and ruin your day. In the face of chaos, your indifference to the irrelevant becomes your greatest shield, allowing you to focus entirely on your own actions and virtues. The path to a tranquil life is paved with the courage to be indifferent to things that do not contribute to your long-term growth and peace. Science tells us that between every stimulus and our response, there is a tiny but crucial gap where our power of choice truly resides. Those who have mastered their minds have learned how to widen this gap, giving themselves the time to process information before reacting with raw emotion. Instead of letting the amygdala trigger a fight or flight response to every social pressure, they engage the prefrontal cortex for a rational and calm analysis. This cognitive filter asks a simple but powerful question: is this situation worth my concern? This pause is the secret to maintaining emotional stability. True stillness is the ability to watch your emotions drift by like clouds, observing their presence without letting them rain down on your inner world. By training our brain to slow down, we move from being reactive victims of our environment to being proactive masters of our own destiny and peace. This is not a lack of feeling, it is an abundance of awareness. You feel the tension, but you do not let it dictate your behavior. The more you practice this pause, the more resilient your nervous system becomes, allowing you to stay cool under pressures that would break others down. Your mind becomes a mirror that reflects reality as it is, without the distortion of fear, anger, or the need for immediate ego-driven validation. We are essentially learning how to tune our internal frequency, filtering out the static of the world to hear the clear signal of our intuition. This mental discipline is a muscle that grows stronger with every distraction you ignore and every impulse you choose not to follow blindly anymore. In the midst of neurological noise, your ability to remain focused on what matters is the highest form of human intelligence and self-mastery. When the brain is quiet, the soul can speak. This biological silence is the foundation upon which a truly powerful life is built and sustained. The most powerful person in the room is often the one who says the least and remains the most composed when everyone else is shouting. Non-reaction is not a sign of weakness. It is a profound declaration of power. It says that the outside world cannot control your inner state. When you give up the need to explain, argue, or prove yourself to others, you save an enormous amount of energy for your own goals. Silence is a shield. In conflict, your refusal to get angry confuses the aggressor and keeps your own mind sharp for the next move you make. By remaining indifferent to provocation, you stay in the driver's seat of the situation, while those who react emotionally have already lost their leverage. Your peace is your property. You do not have to open the door every time a conflict knocks or someone tries to provoke your ego. There is a quiet dignity in not having an opinion on everything. You are allowed to let the world pass by without your constant judgment. The art of being unbothered is the art of being free. It is the ability to walk through fire and not be burned by it. When you stop reacting to things that don't matter, you start having the strength to change the things that actually do matter in your life. This detachment is not about being disconnected from the world, but about being so deeply connected to yourself that the world cannot shake you. Elevate your perspective until the petty dramas of the ground level look like tiny specks that have no power over your vast internal horizon. Letting go of the need to react is the ultimate act of self-love. It is choosing your sanity over being right in a meaningless argument. Every one of us needs to build an inner sanctuary, a mental space where we can retreat and find absolute safety from the outside world. This sanctuary is not built of bricks, but of habits. It is found in the moments of silence we steal for ourselves every single morning. Writing down your thoughts, or simply sitting in silence without a phone, helps to reinforce the walls of this internal temple of peace and clarity. In this space, there are no social media notifications, no demands from your boss, and no phantoms of what other people might be thinking. By cultivating small daily rituals, you create a foundation of stability that prevents the external chaos from seeping into your core emotional being. Your sanctuary is the place where you remember who you are. It is the lighthouse that guides you back home when life gets too dark. Breathe into this space. Let it be the source of your resilience, knowing that no matter what happens out there, you are safe in here. Learning to say no to the unnecessary is the primary tool for keeping your sanctuary clean and your mental energy focused on what matters. The more you simplify your external life, the more room you create for your internal world to expand and breathe with authentic freedom today. This is your fortress of solitude. Within its walls, you are the king or queen of your own thoughts, emotions, and your ultimate life vision. We protect our homes with locks, but we often leave our minds wide open to every passing stranger's opinion. It is time to set boundaries. The threads of your peace are woven in the quiet moments. Do not let the world tear them down with its loud and empty demands. When your inner sanctuary is strong, you can walk through the loudest city and still feel the silence of the forest within your own heart. Enter this space often. It is the source of your power, the place where your wisdom is born, and the secret to your unshakable calm. Ultimately, the art of wise apathy leads us to the most valuable destination of all, the absolute freedom of a soul that cannot be bought. This freedom is not about escaping from life, but about engaging with it on your own terms, without being a slave to your temporary emotions. When you are no longer controlled by the opinions of others or the chaos of the world, you finally have the power to live authentically. You begin to see that true power is not found in dominating others, but in the complete and total mastery of your own internal universe. Life is too short to be spent in a state of constant reaction. You are meant for something much deeper than the noise of the crowd. Take a breath, feel the stillness that has always been there, beneath the surface of your thoughts, waiting for you to simply notice its presence. Let the world be as it is, while you remain as you are. This is the ultimate victory of the spirit over the material world's chaos. The journey to inner peace is the most important journey you will ever take. It is the path to becoming truly and completely unshakable. Remember that you have the power to choose your focus. You have the power to choose your peace. You have the power to be free. This calmness is your birthright. It is the quiet center of the storm, the place where you are most powerful and most alive today. Start today, right now. Take one deep breath and let the unnecessary noise of the world wash away from your mind and your spirit. Because after everything is said and done, the only thing you truly own in this life is the silence and the peace within your soul. Thank you for walking this path of stillness with me. May you find the strength to remain calm in a world that is always loud. Carry this peace with you. Let it be your light in the dark and your strength in the storm. Until we meet again in the silence.